We posted a long format video every day for 50 days. And today we're going to tell you all about why, how, the good, the bad, and the future of the Oliver Way. Well, welcome back to the Oliver Way, everybody. Today's a little bit different of a day for us as we are reflecting on the last 50 days, or I say the last 50 days, the first 50 days, they're all the same 50 days. So we're reflecting on the 50 days leading up to today. Yesterday, the video of Uncut was the 50th video in a row that we have posted on this channel since the channel was created. And so at day 30, we did a state of the way address is what I called it. And so today on day 50, I wanted to do something kind of similar and reflect on that day 30 video, really. Now, I went back and watched that video earlier today, and man, 20 days, a lot can happen in 20 days. And I guess that's really what I'm reflecting on, is just the changes that can be made in a short amount of time when you sit down and put your mind to it. So at the intro of this, I had a few topics for our 50 days, as I'm hooking up the Grapple today to bring in some new pine logs for the sawmill, because we only have one left. But I had some topics at the beginning of the video today regarding why we did this, how we did this, the good stuff, the bad stuff, and what the future of the Oliver Way might look like. So the first topic of today is going to be why. Why does the Oliver Way exist? Why are we making these videos? Why are we going to continue these videos? And really, I explained that in my first video, and I also explained that in the 30th video. And here we are on the 50th day, and it's the same why. I think if your why is constantly changing, you have to reassess your why. It's important to reflect on your why. But if you're constantly changing your why, then maybe it wasn't the right why. So our why here on the Oliver Way, I think, is pretty simple. And it's primarily that I wanted a way to document what we do each and every day, so that we can look back one day and say, man, we did a lot, or do you remember that? Or just a way to look back and be appreciative of what really happened around here. And I'm trying to grab this log off the top, but I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to have to grab that. We're not going to do that. I'm going to swing it around to your side. So I want to be able to document what we're doing, be able to look back and appreciate what happened, how it happened, why it happened. And that's really our why here. I thought about it for 8 years before we finally decided to act on it. And acting on it really came down to me just one day saying, hey, I've thought about this long enough. I've talked about it long enough. Why haven't I done it yet? These are going to be stubborn. There we go. It's a nice looking log there. So we've talked about, I talked about it for 8 years before I decided to finally do it. And it really came down to one day, I just picked up the phone and started recording. So that's really our why. And our why isn't going to change anytime soon. That's just what I have a passion for, is just documenting what we're doing around here. And I get to bring you guys along to see it. So we're going to go ahead and get this log up there. And then we'll start talking about how we're doing it, before we head back to trails and talk about the good, the bad, and the future. So then it comes really down to how. We know our why. Now we have to come up with a plan on how. Just like, how am I going to get this log in place? Well, we've kind of have a proof of concept on that already, so I'll do that. And you guys just listen. So how? Well, that's actually, I think, simpler than our why. Our how is simply, we just video whatever we're doing that day. I think it's really that simple. We love to be outdoors already, so we film our outdoor stuff. I think a lot of the stuff we do around here is interesting to us, and I hope it's interesting to you, and that's why you tune in. I continue to hope that it grows into something. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But whether it does or doesn't, does not change what we're gonna do around here anyhow. We're gonna run our sawmills. We're gonna run the tractor. We're gonna maintain our property. We're gonna do builds. We're gonna do fun stuff. We're gonna ride the Dune buggy. We're gonna do all that stuff, regardless of if we're videoing it or not. So our how. So our how is quite simple. And as you just saw, Melina decided to bring a chicken in. And her how is chickens. So how is simple. And we got one log in place today. My plan is to get 2. So we're gonna go get number 2 now. And we'll talk a little bit more about how we are filming these, editing these, and getting them on YouTube. So a little bit more about our how. You know, our how doesn't change based on what we do every day, because we're videoing what we do every day, regardless of if the video camera is rolling or not. But it does sometimes complicate how we do things, and you're experiencing that right now, as I don't know for sure if I am in range of the microphone as I leave you guys over there, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes every time we're filming one of these. And it's not the most difficult thing by any means, but it's where you set up the camera, depending on what you're doing, to make it, one, a decent shot, which is kind of the creative side that I've learned that I've actually really enjoyed. It's, you know, the extra time it takes to grab a camera, to think about the shot, to plan out your video for the day. You know, it's not a lot of extra work because it's stuff that we're already doing. But it's one extra step, and that's okay. If it's going to reflect back onto your why, then it's worth it. But if it gets in the way of what you're trying to accomplish, you have to consider that. So we got a decent log here. This one's a little bigger than the last one, this one's probably about another 14 inch like the one that we cut yesterday. So we video these and reflect on each day's video on how we can improve our how we improve our editing. I do all my editing on YouTube Create on my iPhone. Well, I know there's better ways to do that, but we are on day 50 and I am still learning a lot. See, this is part of the how. Normally I would edit that out. I had to jump out of the tractor after I got this log up to the garage doors to move you guys over to where you are now, so you can catch me attempting to get this in here. And we're just gonna slip it right through the door there and we're in a good spot. So the how, it just takes a little bit more time, takes a little bit more learning, because when I picked up the camera 50 days ago, I had no idea what the heck I was doing. And by camera, I mean my iPhone. We're not doing anything special here. But I have made a lot of technical improvements on the settings on the iPhone to improve the quality of the videos, even since day 30. And the other how is audio. On day 30, I said a lot about audio. My audio was probably my biggest critique of myself And that how to critique yourself is just as important of the how just to make it through the day. I knew my audio was poor, and so I sought help to improve it. And we got a big improvement. We got better microphones, and I learned a little bit more about editing to make the sound blend a lot better when it comes to music versus, you know, my speaking. Those how improvements have been massive, I think, even in the last 20 days. So the how is learn something new every day, whether it's in your craft, in your hobby, in your just life in general, and ensure that you improve every day. 1% every day is a vast improvement over time. If I improved a 0.5% every day since day 30 to day 50, you're seeing it. I'm seeing it. And I hope you are too. So we heard the why, we heard the how. Now we get to talk about the good. And that's the fun part. And for that, we're gonna head back the trail. So the good is really an easy one. It really ties back to your why. Why are you doing this? I assume if it's something you want to do, it's already good, right? I want to document what we do every day. And part of what we do every day is things as a family. And Colton and I got to come down here a couple weeks ago and split firewood together. We accomplished something, we worked hard, Colton learned a lot, we tested the moisture and all of this. We had a good time. That's good, right? So if your why isn't good, then why is it your why? So the good should be easy. Just find your why. And for me, splitting firewood's pretty fun. We warmed up the log splitter the other day, 2 days ago from what you're seeing. And that's to come down here and finish splitting up this old red oak. Some of it's a little punkier than I would have liked because I did wait a little too long to get down here. But we will get down here and do that. There's a lot of good wood left. This old oak here, I saved it for the sawmill before we had the sawmill. But find your why. If you don't have a why, just look up, guys. We're all here for a reason. Don't make it harder than it has to be. Find your why. It'll be good. So the bad, we talked about the why, the how, the good. The bad is kind of funny on YouTube. So on YouTube, the bad stuff typically does good. I guess only bad video of something bad happening to me is one of my best performing videos, and I'll pop that up here. It's whenever I overestimated or underestimated the weight of the lumber I was trying to pick up and overestimated the ability of my tractor to actually pick it up. So I was unable to get the lumber that I milled on the sawmill out of the building, and it was just one of those things that happened. I didn't plan any of that. It's just a day-to-day thing. Bad things happen. You can make light of it and hide it from everybody, or you can post it and admit your mistakes so someone else can learn and so that you can see how you persevere. So the bad on YouTube is actually good. So don't hide anything. Put yourself out there. It's really not that bad. And as for the future of the Oliver Way, well, you're gonna have to stick around to find that out. But we're not stopping anytime soon. Today is day 50. I intend to keep this thing going. I'm having a blast. Our why is telling us to keep going. I am excited for what our future holds. We have a lot to do here on the property, a lot planned for the property, more sawmill activities, a sawmill shed, privacy fences, property maintenance. What are we gonna do out here? The sky's really the limit, guys. And I am excited if you want to join us for that. So if you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed our little 50-day activity. You know, what is our why, our how, our good and our bad, and what is the future here on the Oliver Way. It is certainly not going to stop. So if you're still here, I appreciate you. Hit that like button for this video if you don't mind, and hit subscribe so you can catch us again tomorrow on the next one.